The invisible self. Um, I read all the time, and I'm reading that Eckhart Tolle book, and constantly keep kind of getting that synchronicity about people don't want to look at themselves, people don't want to look at themselves, people don't want to look at themselves, and that kind of keeps coming across my path. And I'll either name this the invisible self or self reflection. Because it's really strange to me. People always want to point the finger, and it boggles my mind how often I hear people play the blame game and point fingers for other people and other people's problems, and about how other people are their problems, and cause them to be the way they are. Um, it's just strange. Like, I could hear somebody say, he's a horrible person. He's probably out with other girls. Well, they are cheating. And it blows my mind, because there's this invisible self. There's this us. And it's almost like we walk around the world and we act as if we're not here, like we're strictly an observer overlooking other people, almost like we're God, like we're Christ or something, here to condemn and judge other people. But there's no us. There's no body we're living in. So we are an invisible self, and we never. It's like, since you're never there, you never look. You never look in the mirror. You never think about, well, shit, maybe it's me. People never think, maybe I'm the problem. I had a guy I worked with a long time ago, and like everybody had a problem with him. And the quote came to mind about him, like, hey, like, if everybody has a problem with you, then the problem is probably you, and it's worth taking into consideration. I mean, yeah, there's times where just coincidentally you could end up being that person that's just hated on, for various different things. Yet we all get different peanut gallery-ish type people who say things to us that are negative. But I don't know. Like I said, if you walk around and everybody dislikes you, it's time to look at yourself and stop being invisible. And this invisible self, I think, is the issue with a lot of the world. I think that if you didn't think you were invisible, you wouldn't go and fucking rape a girl. You wouldn't go and steal from your mother. You wouldn't go and molest a child. You wouldn't go and call somebody a faggot in the name of Christ Jesus. You just wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that, because if you weren't invisible, instead of damn it, instead of saying, oh, this, I can do this because of this outward person, you would look at yourself and say, regardless of what is outside of me, that shit is fucking ridiculous. I can't do that. I can't go up to a person just because they like the same sex and call them a fucking faggot and a homosexual and a fucking abomination. Like, that is just beyond wrong. It's just so mean. I, if you weren't invisible, you couldn't go up to a woman who's like the closest thing to God on this earth, and fucking rape her and force her legs open. Like, what the fuck is that? If you weren't invisible, you couldn't say, you would what is the Bible verse? Before you talk about the speck in their eye, pull the log out of yours. If you were cheating on your significant other and they cheated on you, you wouldn't be upset, because you would see that you did the same thing, And a lot of times you would see that, you're to blame, or you're the reasoning behind this dramatic life you think you have, you know. It's like, you think you're invisible, you think that you're like fucking Steven Spielberg and you're just sitting back as the director or whatever the hell his job title is, and you're just sitting in your chair watching everybody. So your job is to direct and predict and you know designate certain paths to certain individuals without ever saying, "Oh shit, haha, I'm in the movie too, and maybe I should fucking pick a part and fucking realize that I'm playing a role in this fucking thing too," you know. And I'm sorry if that was harsh, but it's like I'm not saying don't be who you are. I'm not even saying don't be an asshole, but at least be able to see, it. At least if you're a cheater, see it, for what it is. At least if you're hurting people, see it for what it is. At least if you're gonna go and be a thief, then see yourself as a thief and know that that's the role that you're in this movie. In this movie, The Truman Show. Um, because then eventually you can work on it, or you can at least try to build away from it. I think that's a lot of times why people get wrapped up in things like serious depression and drug addiction, because you haven't looked at yourself yet. You've looked at outside sources and say, well, look at what my life has done to me, and look at what people have done to me, and look at around me and this and that, without ever saying, oh shit, but I'm still here. It's not about necessarily, it's not about all those things outside of me. I have the choice to steal, to be rude, to be mean, to rape, to pillage, to delegate these fucking roles. You choose that. You choose that. And if you can look in the mirror and see yourself, and all of a sudden you're like, oh fuck, there I am, there he is, there she is, and then you can say, okay, now let's fucking okay. Let me say this real quick. I'm playing this game right now. Let me see if you can see it. I'm not gonna be able to tell what you're looking at. Wait, where's the TV at? That's the closet. That's the TV. You see my bow and arrow? I'm playing Elder Scrolls Oblivion. In this game, you choose a character in the beginning and you make him look a certain way, and you pick like different attributes, like how the person's gonna act. Seriously, like you can be like really nice, really strong, really fast, really quiet, good with this, good with that, good at talking to people, good at using magic. And that's kind of like the example I use with, if you can see yourself as not invisible, you can actually see yourself as this image that you can build, this person you can build as you would in a video game like Saints Row or something. And you can start to look at that and pick, okay, what kind of attributes do I want to have to play this fucking role in this life? Because, a lot of roles get us trapped, but on the other hand, we're fucking humans and we have to play some kind of role. You can't just sit there in your fucking house, so pick your attributes wisely, you know, fucking pick these traits you want and realize that you don't have to you don't have to keep being angry at everybody else. Yeah, we've all had stupid shit done to us. All of us. People have do weird things. That doesn't mean you have to sit there and keep looking at them and keep like hating these people and hold revenge and anger and be spiteful and bitter, because you can make the choice to change the traits and be a different person and just keep fucking rolling with the punches. Don't be invisible. You're here. Don't forget. Subscribe. Nope, I always do this. It's this one over here, down here. If you're on YouTube, I'll start putting up fucking links so you can just click them. Subscribe, share, tell your friends, say hi. Bye.